Honestly, based on the market on Tinder, you'd think everyone you match with was a demon. The person that asks for your Snapchat as soon as you match, definitely a demon. The person who's matched with 4 of your best friends, ghosted 2 of them and is now trying to hit you up, demon. And finally, the one person that seems normal, doesn't want just a hookup and is good conversation, they're 100% demon confirmed. Come on, he's definitely not real. Now let's face it, Tinder can lead to conversations with some pretty interesting people, some of whom can turn out to be demons. Not my fault, you should have read the fine print, you guys. What is up, you guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host, Aven Hassan, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are talking about the top 10 scary demonic encounters on Tinder. Starting us off at number 10 is taken away. Loving a demon must be tough, but having that ripped away from you may be even worse. This one was shared by Reddit user Smiley_attack, who said he downloaded Tinder a few months before his mum died. He matched with this gorgeous girl called Nora, but no one messaged first, so that kind of just died down. Flash forward to John visiting his mum at the graveyard. He heard someone say hello behind him, and he turned around to find out it was Nora visiting one of her relatives. Even prettier in person, it was love at first sight for him. Time went on and he kept running into her wherever he went, which made John seem like she was almost searching for him. On their 3rd date, she finally told him that she wasn't normal. She was a spirit, a demon if you will. When she died, she was given a horrible task to do which would free her spirit, but she never ended up doing it. Hence, she'd been trapped on Earth until she met John and felt like she actually belonged for once. Damn, that is bloody cute, I'm not gonna lie to you. And at first, John was like, great joke, Nora, but she was not laughing. She went on to say, they're coming for me, they're gonna take me one day, John. A few months later, John woke up in the middle of the night to Nora screaming. He looked over to see huge faceless figures with sharp teeth tearing into her. He kept trying to save her, but the creatures kept pinning him back. When the growling and shrieking stopped, Nora was gone and there was nothing. No love, no life, no Nora. Guys, can you just see how lovely I ended that? No love, no life, no Nora. It's a rule of 3. Dramatic. Coming in at number 9, we have Thomas Part 1. Honestly, I read this and my heart was fluttering a bit because it gave me very dark fantasy YA fiction vibes. Shared by Redditor XXHellDecayXX, aka Casey, was on Tinder and matched with a guy called Thomas, 25 years old, tattoos, black hair, and just completely bad boy vibes. His bio read, new to human customs, freshly escaped hell, and definitely has daddy issues, which is very witty and funny to be honest. I would swipe right on him. Either way, a few hours later, Thomas messages Casey asking to get coffee. Despite her having work the next day and it being super late for a coffee, she agreed. He told her to meet him at West 49th and Sylvester, where she was 100% sure there was no coffee place. She got there and he came strolling towards her, somehow even better looking in real life. He took her to this alley coffee shop that seemed more like a club than a bistro, but whatever, it's still happening and it's still lit, isn't it? The date was amazing other than the fact he kept referring to downstairs, and Katie assumed it was just his trauma talking. By 1 AM she was like, damn, I really need to get home, and he offered to walk her because it was late and dangerous. Katie also thought, okay, well if he was gonna murder me he would have done it by now, so I guess, you know, I'm safe. I disagree with that, by the way. He could just murder you on the way home, but we carry on. At number 8 we have Thomas Part 2. When they got to her apartment finally, Thomas sat on the steps and said, you humans are so interesting, you know that? And she was like, you're saying it like you're not a human, and he was like, I'm not even close. I'm a demon, a spawn of Satan. Obviously, I stated I escaped hell in my bio. I also told you about how I escaped home to come up here and hang out with you mortals. Come on now, Katie, he basically told you it flat out how it is. You're just dumb. Still thinking it was a joke, Katie looked at him, and this time he looked different. His teeth were too white and his teeth were all extremely sharp. His eyes either had no pupils or were nothing but pupils. Now at first she was terrified because she just assumed he had drugged her, but he went on to say, something from my realm has a hold on your soul and you seem to be completely oblivious to it. I'm actually here to save you. You see, the demon that's after you pissed me off in hell, and I've decided to come here to piss him off in a whole new realm. So this hot demon came from hell to protect this girl from another demon who's after her. This is like the fanfiction of my dreams. Except it's not me, it's Katie, and my dreams are ruined. I'm sad. Filling at number 7 slot is 29 Male Lawyer. Now this one was shared by Crystal Dubois on Medium. She was waiting for her Tinder date, and when he came through the door he seemed way better looking than what his Tinder profile showcased. And that rarely happens, you guys. People are usually uglier than their photos or the same level of good looking. You're never blessed with someone being better looking in real life, but clearly Crystal was. She should have realized then that something was very wrong. As he sat down, he smiled, which he hadn't done in any of his photos, and that's when Crystal realized his canines were noticeably pointy. Not like Taylor Lautner level pointy, like Damon Salvatore when he's about to eat you pointy. His eyes were red-eyed on his profile, but in real life his eyes were hazel with a tinge of red. And Crystal was like, I know this is gonna sound crazy, which eyes are tinged with red, but I know what I saw. The guy was almost too good looking to be real, something that's common when it comes to demons or the supernatural manifesting as humans. He told her his job was necromancy, which essentially means magic and communicating with the dead. The whole date was going well, except he never made eye contact with her. His eyes just went from her throat to her wrist over and over again. Now, I don't assume with this dude, but I feel like his profile shouldn't have said 29 male lawyer, it should have said 850 demon flesh eater. You know what I'm saying? Now at number 6 is the fiancé. This one comes from polonium poisoning, whose fiancé is a demon. He knows this because he apparently summoned her and then matched with her on Tinder. He went on to say he was never attractive or good with girls, so he decided to summon one specifically for himself. Now apparently you can date demons, just make sure they know it's a relationship and not a symbiotic host-parasite relationship. You know what I mean? Now he went on to say there are rules when dating a demon. Number 1, don't complain about the smell of blood in their breath unless you want them to ask you if you'd like your nose ripped off. Number 2, don't ask her to get a job. She's a demon from hell. That's not happening. Number 3, demons don't like being in super crowded places, so make sure you don't take them there on dates, otherwise people are gonna get eaten and that's on you, my friend. Number 4, don't ever look at another woman. She will know whether she's with you or not, and you will feel her wrath with a burning sensation in your genitalia. Number 5, do not offer to pet sit for any of your friends. Demons love tender meat like cats and dogs, and they ain't gonna survive the night. I gotta tell you. And finally, at number 6, never ask for a break. Demons are hyper emotional and this will rub them the wrong way, and they may just kill you out of just sadness, when really they didn't mean it, but now they can't take it back because you're dead. You be dead. Coming in at number 5 is the Demon Goddess. This one is a screenshot of this girl's Tinder profile, and I know it could be a joke and it most likely is, but damn girl, chill. Age 22, sexual preference, straight, job, Demon Goddess. Alright, I'ma head out. Now her picture is her on a gloomy beach sitting on a rotten log. She's wearing this black short low-cut dress and she has black hair, so the whole e-girl vibe is definitely there. Now for her bio it says, I like to wear masks and chase shirtless men through the house while holding a butcher knife. My dates are so bewitched by my sense of romance that they run up the stairs screaming instead of out the front door to safety. I mean to pick up dinner. I mean, as a dude, would this girl intrigue me? Like 100%. At first from her bio I'd be like, okay, she's trying a bit too hard to be unique and eye-catching. Am I gonna swipe right regardless? Yes. And number 4 is the paranormal date. This one's from Redditor Wid89, who shared that he went on a Tinder date with a super private woman. She wouldn't tell him her last name, where she worked, nothing at all, but the date was going well, so I mean, there's that. At the end of it, she confessed that she had to tell him something. Turns out she had just moved into a new apartment alone and felt like some sort of sinister presence lived there too. She had been having horrible nightmares and seeing weird things and asked if he would sleep over to keep her company. He agreed, which I find sus because this is their first date. Why would you sleep over at someone's house? Obviously he was expecting to get laid, but still, that's bloody creepy. Either way, he agreed and they got home, and as soon as he got there, he could tell something was very off about the apartment. They got into bed, there was no sex, there was just sleep. A while later, the user was still awake and he heard someone walking down the hallway outside the room. Scared, he went to investigate but found nothing. He went downstairs and back up, and as he was going back to the bedroom, he saw this short black humanoid figure in the corner of the hallway. He bolted it back to his date's bedroom, but she wasn't in bed. He called out to her but got no response, which made him hella confused. He had just searched the whole apartment and had not run into her, so where the hell could she have been? The bed was too low, so she wasn't under it. The window was locked, so she hadn't gone through it. He ended up just grabbing all his stuff and leaving the apartment in nothing but his underwear. The next day, he found that her Tinder profile had been deleted and she never responded to any of his texts again, nor did he see her again. Filling at number 3 slot is the one that that follows. Now I know you're hoping I'm out here just talking about a demon that follows you on all your socials, but it's not that shallow. Shared by Reddit user 27moose, this story involves her dating this guy from Tinder who she initially thought was just, emotionally damaged. I mean, aren't we all a bit damaged? Anyway, the guy tells her that since he was a kid, he's known this demon has been following him. He's drawn vivid detailed pictures of it, and it seems like he's telling the truth. The girl herself was a spiritual person, and she told him to be positive and ignore it, but I mean, dude, he just told you this demon's been following him since childhood, and you think being positive is gonna make it go away? Do you think he hasn't thought of that already, you idiot? Anyway, I digress. One day while they were sleeping, she woke up in the middle of the night with this feeling that they weren't alone. She looked into the master bathroom and saw this giant black shape move across the mirror as the door closed by itself. Over the next few months, the boyfriend became more irritable, more malicious, like this demon was overtaking him. One night he was begging to go to the sauna, and when they got in, he closed the lights. The girl could feel and see the dark shape sitting across from her, and then she decided she's gonna dump this guy. The next morning, she turned the house upside down looking for her keys before saying, "I'm leaving, I need the keys, please can I have them?" Her boyfriend was in front of her, and she heard the keys being placed on the table behind her. Who the hell did that? The demon. Now at number 2 is Lena Part 1. This one was shared by Redditor Essentiella, who said he matched with this girl on Tinder, but he already knew her since she was in his graphic design program in uni. Lena was that gorgeous, smart girl who apparently never had a boyfriend, yet you couldn't comprehend how the girl was ever single. The user never had the courage to ask her out until both of them graduated, and even then it was Lena who asked to go for coffee, not the user. The two became official very soon after that, and their relationship was going super well. The first time she slept at his, though, something weird happened. He woke up in the middle of the night to it being freezing in his room, like he could see his breath in the air cold. And it was Arizona, in the summer it was an oven outside, so how the hell was it cold inside? It happened again the next time she slept over, but this time she was sleepwalking. The user tried to carry her back to bed, but Lena was like solid concrete bolted to the floor. Now keep in mind this girl is half his size and he can throw her around easily, but apparently in his sleep she's heavier than anything he can carry. The final straw occurred a month later when she slept over again, and the user woke up to find her not in bed. She's by the end of the bed banging her head against the wall. The user turned the light on to see her bang her head really hard, and now she's wheezing, but it's not a wheeze, it's like this low raspy growl. And when she let it out, it managed to send the user flying back. He didn't know what to do, so he ran to the bathroom to get water to throw it on her. And finally, at number 1 is Lena Part 2. The water woke her up from whatever possession was going on, and she was freaked, asking what the hell is going on, why the hell it was freezing, and that her head was killing her. She kept pushing him away as he tried to explain and left the house slamming the door in his face. He obviously followed her out. Demon or not, she's still the girl of his dreams, but she dumped his. The next day he called her mum, who said, "I heard, honey, I'm sorry, I should have said something earlier," meaning she knew Lena was possessed. Did the mum cause it? She apologized and hung up, and that was that. He decided to give her a few days of space to figure out her thoughts, and a week later he called her, but her number wasn't in service. He called her parents, their numbers weren't in service either. He then went to her house to find it empty with a for sale sign in the front. It's been 6 years now and she never got back to him. Damn, if I was kept hanging like that, and like my significant other just dumped me like that and left and never spoke to me again, I feel like there'd be a hole inside of me I never would be able to patch up. I know that's really dramatic, but I just feel like it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Honestly, demonic encounters on Tinder can happily say it's never happened to me, and I happily hope it never does, or it happens to you guys. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Ayman Hassan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! What is happening? Oops. For me, they're gonna take me what? Sorry. Stop it, Ayman. Why did that not sound like English? Sorry. Either way, a few hours later, Thomas messages. Am I speaking English? Sorry. Thomas messages. That's a word. Sorry. So, she looked. She bought, but she for sale sign in the front. Why did I say that so? In the front.